Hello guys, your boy Grizzly here. I just wanted to make a quick summary at the start of my stream, and I'm gonna just show you where I've progressed, what I was able to do, and how it went. I'll give you my thoughts first on the season. Seems like season 10 is like one of the easiest, in my opinion, seasons. One of the seasons that you progress very quick. As you can see, I'm already in my like 16th hour, and I've completed the whole tier 4 content, including Lilith on T4, in like less than 12 hours. And I was around like 120, 130 paragons there. You can see I have a short video on my channel in YouTube. It took me like 3 tries, and feels like they've reworked not only the rare boss fights, but Lizard as well. She kind of has some new changed mechanics, but really, at first seems like it's harder. If you're under geared, you're most certainly gonna have some trouble, but if you're following an overpowered build like I did, it's just, I mean, I was just able to nuke her during phase 2, and I was quite surprised that she just died like instantly, and there were like no mechanics, nothing. Yeah, so feels like the content is very easy. The chaos perks are like the strongest seasonal powers ever, especially the overpowered builds with brawn over brains. Everything revolves around that. It just, you know, it's so freaking powerful. It's I don't know. It's just insane. All right. So as you guys know, I made my own version of the Pulverize Druid like a month ago, and you know, I kind of assembled everything, but seems like there are some things that needed to be changed. You know, and I did actually change a few things there. Oh, I can't change this. Okay, never. I still haven't updated all the guide, you know, the whole guide, but there's time for that. I'll do it, I promise. The most significant change is actually that I'm no longer using Power Siphon, because it has really strange interaction with the whole Pulverize mechanic, because Pulverize is very resource demanding skill, and as you can see, now I'm not using, you know, I'm no longer using Power Siphon. I'm using Purge of the Infected, and I have zero problems. I can basically spam it all the time as much as I want. Yes, I do have Starless Skies, but even without the Starless Sky, you can see I have enough sustain. I can keep spamming it. Look, I'm playing without Starless Skies now. So yeah. Well, if you go with Power Siphon, you will have trouble with that. Even though if you have some decent amount of resource cost reduction or resource generation, you're still gonna be struggling, because it reduces your max spirit. All right, so yeah, let's get this back on. Another good perk of Purge of the Infected is that gives you a source of poison, and also increases your crit strike damage, and most importantly, gives you 100% crit strike chance. So you no longer need crit strike chance on your gear. You can put something else like life, attack speed, anything, literally anything. So yeah, that's why I removed the Scythe Talon's boon here and chose Iron Feather instead. By the way, you don't really need any other sources of overpower as well. You no longer need Obsidian Slime. You can use Masochistic. As long as you have Rotting Lightbringer, you don't even need a Zanrune for your overpowers. You can just overpower all the time. Alright, so you can see in Grizzly Rage, I can deal like literally like billions of damage, and I'm way under geared. I mean, not maybe under geared, but in terms of glyph levels, my highest glyph is like 45. The rest are between 15 and 45, so yeah, I don't even have my 5th glyph just yet. You can see I'm only 154 paragons, but I've already cleared the whole content there. So Next thing I wanted to share with you is that I'm now using retaliation aspect, because it seems like shockwave doesn't really interact that much, that well with rabbit bear and everything else. And retaliation is by far giving you a way better damage output. If you don't have retaliation, you can use changeling death as well. Changeling death also works well because you're poisoning all the time, but it doesn't give you the damage, like retaliation. So in this build, you have 4 major aspects you have to keep at all costs. First of all, Ursine Horror. This gives you Pulverize, the Earth tag. You need Rabbit Bear, obviously, for, poison damage and just great damage output on your Pulverize. You need Retaliation. I've already explained this one. Since Pulverize is a core skill, this scales greatly with your Fortify amount. By the way, let me just show you something with Harlequin's Crest and the Boon Iron Feather for 30% multiplicative more life. And yeah, and Fortitude Elixir, I have 84k life, which is insane. So the more fortified life you have, the more your damage is gonna scale. Now I'm out of Grizzly Rage, that's why you don't see great numbers. Anyway, so this is very, very good. Retaliation is just amazing. The more life you stack, the better. And also don't forget that overpowered mechanics in general scale with life. And yep, also you have Brawn over Brains. I mean, Brawn over Brains reduces your damage reduction cap from 85 to 60%. Your resistances are gonna be reduced as well to 52. And that's why you need to stack up life and damage reduction. Before the Harlequin's Crest, which by the way got dropped earlier today, I invested I invested passive in all the damage reduction nodes I could get, basically. And now with Harlequins, I don't really need any more damage reduction. Of course, this is not better than Hair of Perdition. Hair of Perdition gives like 60% multiplicative damage more, and I speculate it's gonna triple my damage when I get it. But Harlequins is also a great option. Of course, if you're not lucky, you can always go with Vasily's Prayer. Just keep slamming with Vasily's Prayer. It gives you Fortified, gives you Earth Attack to all your Werebear skills. What else? It gives you Defensive Posture, which is actually damage reduction. Don't forget about this. So yeah, it's another great alternative. I tried some workarounds with like Chaos Armor, like Locran's Talisman, and even Mother's Embrace. Those were good at the beginning. They're still better than the regular legendary helms you're gonna get. But I mean, Vasily's Prayer is much, much better than Harlequin's Crest. And finally, if you can get like Hair of Perdition. For armor, I was extremely lucky again to have the Insatiable Fury with 3 GAs. This is probably the second best chest piece you can get, except Shroud of False Death. I mean, next to Shroud of False Death. Shroud of False Death is great. Shroud of False Death is the best. It gives you resource generation, the Shroud of False Death. So I'm looking forward to get it. I was really lucky on my actual first run from the seasonal rewards. I think I've obtained the tribute for ancestral for mythics, so I was really lucky to get Starless, which actually the first Starless I got dropped with crit, and today I got another one with attack speed, so I'm using the attack speed now. Starless is by far the other best item for your build. Unfortunately, I wasn't really lucky with the Chaos armor pieces, but I'm still using the very first one that dropped, which is Banished War Talisman boots. Banished War Talisman seems like a really, really great option. It really does give you lots of damage. Well, of course, not as much as Rotting Lightbringer. I'm still looking to get this on an armor piece, so I can use a regular one. But even though mine is kind of mid aspect row, I'm still happy with it because it has two very nice GAs there, and it still does the job. So yeah, back to the Banished Lord Talisman. I don't think you spend that much resources. You can trigger it that often, but you get ranks to core skills, you get max life, you get attack speed, so it's very good. Everything else is pretty much as per my build guide. Rampaging War Beast is very important. Obviously, it's 100% multiplicative damage. You wanna be in Grizzly Rage all the time. It's very important. There's a quick note here that you can squeeze the vulnerable chance to vulnerable affix here, because otherwise you won't have any other vulnerable options. Of course, you can go with like Paragon with the glyph exploit, but it's not really worth it. Before I had this affix, I was using as a mark Subo, because Subo, I think it was somewhere over here. Subo has like vulnerable, he can apply vulnerability with some of his attacks. So it helps you. You basically need vulnerability only for bigger and tankier targets like bosses. So now I play with Variana because Variana gives you lots of attack speed. That's pretty much most of the part. I'm still leveling up. I still have a lot of things to do. Again, you no longer need Obsidian Slam. You can go masochistic. You can stack up life damage. If you have enough resource generation, you can get rid of Gift of the Stag and put Advantages Beast for extra movement speed instead. It's totally up to you. I just wanted to give you a quick trick here, because I've tried all the seasonal content. I completed the whole journey, took all the rewards there. From the game modes that can give you chaos armor, which are, you know, mainly Helltide, Infernal Compasses, Nightmare Dungeons. Of course, Nightmare Dungeons with Tack Chaos Rifts over here. I think that by far the best and most efficient way to farm chaos uniques, progress through the journey, and overall get yourself mats, gear, everything is Helltide. Because Helltide gives you Grim Favors, gives you a lot of mats, you know, a lot of the challenges from the seasonal journey are, you know, about Helltide. And also give you a lot of Chaos Rifts. I mean, I've literally seen like 5 Chaos Rifts next to each other. And if you're lucky enough, you always want to target first the Chaos Rifts that have a legendary reward. It says you can get Chaos Armor there. That's very good. You really want to start from there. So yeah. It's been an amazing run for me. I think that I have more to deliver, more to do, and I hope I can make pit 130 in like less than 24 hours. I haven't been playing that much efficiently because I really wanted like diversity. I really wanted to farm bosses, you know, to try every single thing basically, except the Citadel maybe. But yeah, I've done pretty much everything, and I can confirm that Helltide is the most efficient, but Nightmare Dungeons can also be efficient, especially if you're lucky enough to obtain the legendary tag, which says treasure. I think it was some kind of treasure. This one gives you a Nightmare Dungeon with goblins, and like there's like 20 goblins at least. It was amazing. I think it was on my first day or second day. I think I made like 150 million just from it, and it wasn't even Torment 4 gold, and it gives you lots of mats, oboes, etc. Either way, you want to be farming bosses on T4. With this build, it's possible. There's a lot of flexibility, so keep grinding and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna rework the things I just said into a video, into a summary, you know, a whole overview. So I'm gonna upload this in YouTube later on So make sure you ask all kinds of questions, everything you need, or if you need any help with anything, any clarification, just let me know. I'll make sure I answer to you. And yeah, you're welcome to join my stream anytime.